Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Meeple has landed.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Vitruvian Meeple's production of Echoes of the Undying, a Cypher System fantasy campaign. I'm your host, Trevor, the Vitruvian Meeple, here with Matt, Julie, Ray, Patrick, but not Ecat. Ecat's not feeling so well tonight, so we're still going to go on with our main storyline, but Zahar's just going to be taking a back seat, as she will be played by the aptly named Sir not appearing in this film. So we continue in our story as our heroes are making their way across the northern part of the continent of Kor towards Verkbaar Mount, the traditional home of the gnomes, the believed home of Tikidal's grandfather, and hopefully the location of the next couple of breadcrumbs in his story. But in the meantime, the five of you find yourself, or the six of you, excuse me, because I forgot about Zel's companion. The six of you find yourself in the verdant valley known as the Cradle. The Cradle is a large U-shape range of hills, just about a day or so southeast of Verkbaar, that has retained a lot of its full of small rivers and very lush greenery, and is a very very nice vacation spot and retirement community. No, it is one of the more, honestly, the more aesthetically beautiful parts of Kor. And honestly, the only reason why it's not busier is because Kor basically has no concept of tourism. Except for Takalva, and Kalva is its own unique beast, as we all know. So, it is about the middle of the day. You are traveling through the Cradle, taking advantage of the lovely conditions to kind of take it easy, rest yourself a little bit, because what awaits you at Verkbaar Mount is probably not going to be very relaxing. So let's take the opportunity where we can get it. As you're going through a particularly large grove of trees, you smell it before you see it. Wood smoke. Livestock. The completely ordinary smell of people living their lives. And then the tree line breaks open, and there it is. The wall. It's not a real wall. It is panic made physical. 8 feet of stacked timber and salvaged wagon boards, and something that was definitely a barn door once. Lashed and propped and willed into a shape that says, "Please don't come in here." It rings a village that should, by every measure of the surrounding land, be fat and prosperous and full of grain. The fields outside are perfect. The soil is dark and turned and absolutely, completely, deliberately empty. Someone on the rampart has been watching you walk up this whole time. They haven't said anything yet. What do you do?
So, any of y'all thinking of getting into farming? Because, like, it's a great location for that.
You can tell that the land outside of the village proper has been worked and farmed for quite a long time. This is not like people just plop down and haven't set up shop yet.
It's just unused, so
and
theoretically available.
But it looks like it's, as I said, it looks like it is empty, but deliberately so. Like, there are signs of fields being plowed. There's freshly turned dirt. It looks like this field was nearly ready to be, these fields were nearly ready to be planted, and then something stopped.
Odd.
So walk up towards the wall to go within, somewhat conversational range of the observer, but not too close because he'll probably freak out.
Sure.
Hail the town!
And a very measured, middle-aged female voice calls back to you. Hail, travelers! Welcome to Thornmere. What brings you to the village?
We're traveling through to the mountains to the north. Any chance we might be able to enter, be able to do some trade, maybe find a place to sleep for the night? Possibly be of help?
She kind of pauses a moment at that.
Yeah.
I'll meet you at the gate.
Thank you.
And she disappears from sight.
Promising.
Hello, squeaky boy.
And she opens the gate and lets you each in. Howard, please make me a difficulty 2 perception check.
Okay.
That's the skill I was thinking of.
So as you each pass her, as you enter through the gate, she of course looks at each of you in turn. Howard, she pauses about a half second longer on you, and then, without a word or without any, there's no change in demeanor. She just looks at you a little bit longer. And then leads you all inside. The village is quiet in the way that places are quiet when people have been inside too long. As you go through, you see doorways open a crack and children peering out. You see an old man sitting in a rocking chair on a porch, sharpening a blade that you can even see from here does not need sharpening. And it looks like, Tick, you notice that the western side of the wall has been recently expanded. The timber there is newer, the joins are rougher.
Rougher as in it was a hastier completion. Okay. Tick notices this and as he hasn't been able to hyper focus on anything worthwhile, goes towards the wall just to inspect, seeing the difference, goes towards the wall to just run his fingers along the wood, looking at the joins, goes to where you can tell the new from the old, and just to investigate and use those mental skills that he feels are have been itching to be used again.
So let's make me a difficulty 3. This will be an intellect check. Anything about engineering or architecture or anything, woodcraft, or I forget. You've got a list of skills a mile long.
Not quite, because I'm like, I mean, no, not appraisal, and not identifying, persuasion, deception here, yeah, no, not really.
Okay.
That, let me double check. Expert, nope. Oh, okay.
Well,
Nope, just so intellect.
Yep. Nothing. As I say, nothing else. You've got 3 edge in intellect, so you can take a free level of effort.
Yup. So we do that. We do a 1 level of effort. Oh wait, yeah. So I still put in 1 level of effort in the roll sheet, right?
It just won't cost you.
Yay!
There you go.
I like it.
Yeah, with that, yes, you definitely, so you can actually tell that the new construction on this western side of the wall is not only newer, it is very new. And you can see kind of underneath it and past it, this construction was assembled hurriedly to replace what had been here, which had been destroyed.
Wait, which what? What was the last part?
Which had been, the old parts of the wall that were here had been destroyed.
Okay.
Your audio is a little sketchy sometimes.
Okay. I will.
Which is great for the GM to.
Right. All right. I will try to remember to speak up a little bit. And in fact, I think on that because you beat it by 4 levels. You can even see that the destruction came from the outside in. And the woman brings you into a small building that looks like a barracks for one. And she sits down behind a desk. It's an old wooden desk with a stone top that has seen better days.
While we are approaching that building, I'm going to use understanding on her because I have a feeling we're going to have a discussion with her.
Okay.
Try to make that as easy as possible.
Right. Okay. Make me a level 3. That'll be an intellect check. And again, if you have stuff, I know you have stuff. It's a matter of what.
I have to recover from our last adventure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, you can reset your.
Oh yes, that's because somebody actually hit me once.
Yeah.
Why is my mic down? There we go.
Because you blocked with your face.
Okay. So yeah, you will have an asset on your next interaction roll with this woman who sits down as you gather in. She gestures to a couple of benches. They are a little bit bigger and sturdier than, say, picnic benches, but they are also the legs are made of stone, and the tops are made of a very thick, dark cherry wood. And she sits down in her chair behind her desk. She kind of just drops herself into her chair. She sighs. I am Breck Osium. I'm the warden here in Thornmere. Now that you get a chance to take a good look at her, she is a broad, weathered woman, probably in about her mid-50s. She smells of wood smoke, and you can tell as she speaks that she is very, very strongly considering everything she says before she says it. Every remark is measured, is judged.
So I lean forward a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to be very straight with you.
I always appreciate that.
Obviously, your time is important. I see that things aren't going well here. If you would look at my companions, you can tell that we've been through some stuff ourselves. Is there any way that we can help? And if we can, we just need to know what you need help with.
Your offer is very much appreciated. It does. And again, here, Howard, as she kind of scans the group of you, her gaze kind of lingers on you just a little longer than the others.
Something in my rostrum?
Are you actually asking her that?
Yes.
Okay. She kind of... You actually asking her that, she does, she has a moment where she kind of stops and then kind of, shakes her head a little bit to kind of clear the brain freeze. My apologies, Master Mallard. I know of your people, but had never seen one, and the rumors up in this part of Kor say that your people are gone. Thus,
Sadly, those are no...
your mic's cutting out too, by the way.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we're doing well tonight, folks.
Like, share, subscribe. Maybe buy us some new equipment. Sorry. Yes, my people have always been rare. We are sadly rarer still. For I am, as far as I know, the last.
Forgive my unconscious curiosity. I do not envy you the burden that you carry, and wish sincerely that you find others of your kind.
Thank you. No offense is taken. Used to glances such as that. It's either someone's never seen my people before, or they have, and our reputation precedes us. So
you see, she leans forward and she kind of steeples her hands on the desk and kind of rests her chin on it and says, and you can all detect this. It's not, she's not trying to hide it. She's speaking to you, but she's not really speaking to you, if you know what I mean. When she says, it is very lonely to be alone and when you are surrounded by people. But your offer of help is greatly appreciated, and we will happily take you up on it. We have it's been a week. In the last week, we've lost 3. Everyone here, please make me a difficulty for insight, perception, sense motive, whatever you want to do. Zell, remember you have your asset. If you want to save this for another time, you can choose not to roll if you want.
Okay. Is that difficulty 4?
Yep.
Nope.
Nope.
No. Perception?
Yeah, I'll take perception.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Me. Hey.
And so it begins.
Pardon me a second here. I'm going to burn one of them experience points.
There you go.
surprised that Hereward is the only one who actually made that roll.
There you go. So yeah, Howard and Zell, you clock that she paused a little too long before she said 3. And it wasn't just that she was taking a moment to count.
Yeah. One of them was, I would imagine, important.
Actually, beating it by 3 levels. I'll give you that. She wasn't pausing for emotional reasons. She was pausing for logical reasons. The Cradle is a beautiful home, and I would live nowhere else. But like anywhere else, it does contain its share of oddities and dangers. Nothing like we've seen, though. A creature, enormous, at least as taller than the wall. We've lost 3. Comes from the west, always at dusk or night, always alone. This was 2 nights ago was the first time that it actually tested the wall, and it folded like cheap paper. Its watching, waiting for something. I don't know what.
Does it come every night?
No. It's, like I said, it's been 3 times in the last week.
Does it take people or consume them or something?
We honestly don't know.
Any remains left, or just people gone?
They're just gone.
So, so there seems to be a single entity. Is it like person size, or is it like a great beast?
It
Or
is a gigantic beast.
it's a gigantic beast.
What kind of beast?
I have never seen anything enough like it to know a name. It looks... is twisted. It lopes on more legs than it should have. Being at dusk or night, it is hard to tell details other than that, but it moves almost
Trevor.
awkwardly.
Ooh.
Yes.
I'd like to make to backtrack a perception roll to see if we noticed indentations in the ground on our way to this village, which would have indicated the beast's path. Like, did we just think it was like the ground? Oh, okay, this is the ground. As opposed to, because I'm like, why haven't we seen footprints?
Well, she does say that it comes from the west, and you guys are coming in from the southeast.
Well, then there's that. Okay.
Yeah, the repaired palisade is opposite to where we came in.
Okay.
Fresh
And
cut.
Do you have any idea how far it comes?
No.
Or anywhere where it'd be likely, like, are there hills or woods nearby where it would likely be living?
There is deeper forest to the west. I can only assume that is where it's made its home.
Oh,
But no, she kind of leans forward. The people of Thornmere are good, honest people. They are farmers. They are crafters. But they are not warriors. They have families. And even the sons who wish to prove themselves know better than to go off chasing a monster like this. They know and have no qualms with the life ahead of them here in the village. As far as I know, there's been suppose Cassell, he had a bit of wanderlust, but he was a bright boy. He would know better. We dare not follow it. We dare not chase it. would, whatever it does to its victims, it would do to us without blinking. It could destroy the village, I am sure, with little effort. I do not understand why it has not.
Well, I have a theory I'm not going to share with her.
Okay.
Well, predators don't want to overhunt their hunting ground.
Yep.
Okay. How long until dark?
It's about mid-afternoon. You've got, or no, I'd say it's early afternoon. You've got a few hours.
Okay, so we can go to the other side of the palisade and check for tracks.
Yeah, you can probably also talk to some of the other villagers if you can get them to talk to you.
Okay. Well, I'll be on info gathering.
I will. How about? I'll join you for that, and I think you and Tick are probably more well suited to go and see what you can dig up for tracks or signs of anything.
So
Peopling. I said peopling. Heck that.
Yeah.
Zahar will also go with Howard and Tick.
If nothing else, just to keep us from killing each other.
Yeah.
Oh, there is that.
Yep.
Details.
Yep. Okay, so you make your way over to the western part of the village. It's not a far walk. Thornmere is a small. The actual collected village of Thornmere is very small. And when you get there, you can obviously see where the wall has been very recently patched and extended. And you see up on the rampart near the top of the wall, you see a young girl. And she's just kind of sitting there, just kind of staring out to the west, out of the village. And I'm going to leave that to you for a moment. And we're going to go to Seraphina and Zell. What would you like to do?
First person I'm going to speak to is first I'm going to send Lender out to also canvass folks for information. And I will go speak to Farmer Sharpie Stick to see what he has to say. He looks like he's seen some shit and is ready for a fight.
You do talk to him. I'm going to head to. I'm assuming that they have some sort of tavern, so I will head there.
They don't really have a tavern so much as I'm getting my campaigns mixed up now. I think it was Red Hill that had the basically the forever soup going on.
What?
The last village you were in, the tower of Red Hill, the tavern basically had like a forever stew going, and people would bring it. Thornmere is much like that, except it's not really a tavern so much as like someone's house.
Okay. But yeah, I was thinking that it's probably some place that they kind of hang out if they're not actually at home.
So what you actually see, like a little, what looks like a little town center, It is deserted. And you remember that the only people that you saw coming into Thornmere once you got past the wall were either inside or very close to being inside.
Okay.
This is a town with anticipatory fear. It knows something. They know something is going to happen. They don't know exactly what. They don't know exactly when. But just in case this thing breaks its pattern and comes in the middle of the day, they want to keep their families safe.
Okay.
Because they're not going to be able to defend themselves against this thing if it makes an all-out attack. They know that.
So I'll join you and we can go talk to the guy sharpening the weapon, and then from there see if we can figure out any particular houses to go visit.
So you approach the porch, and before you can even make it up to talk to him, the front door opens, and there is an elderly woman at the door, and she looks at you surprisingly unsurprised. Come in. Have some tea.
Ooh, tea.
She just said exactly the word I wanted to hear.
Yeah,
In?
tea.
She brings you in. It's a simple house. The cooking area has a small fire, a couple of cabinets, a couple of cooking pots, and a table with 2 chairs. As you go in, the man on the porch just kind of grunts in that old man way of saying, "I see you, I recognize you, but I have nothing else that needs to be said right now." And she gestures to the 2 chairs, kind of over her shoulder, as she starts to make the tea. I'm Mern. Old Mern, they call me, for reasons that should be obvious. That's my husband, Track, outside. He's a good man. Quiet man, but I suppose he would tell you, if he told you anything, that he just gave up trying to get a word in edgewise. We don't get a lot of visitors, and I like talking to people. I suppose that Breck has mentioned the beast.
Yes.
It's not the first time we've seen it, of course. No. 40 years ago. She brings it over. She pours the tea and brings it over as she's talking, and you can smell the tea from like halfway across the kitchen. It is incredibly strong.
So what happened last time?
It was before most of the people here were old enough to remember. But not all of us are young. And sometimes age has its benefits. The village elder at that time, his name unfortunately has fled my memory, alas. The creature wasn't driven off by violence. It was whatever had attracted it. It was removing that. It was here. Something drew it here. And by removing whatever it was that had attracted it, the elder burned something at the edge of the forest. I don't know what. I was just a child. And the creature left within 2 days. It had been becoming braver and was now spending more time patrolling, I guess you could call it, outside of Thornmere. It went west, went deeper into the forest, and until just a couple of weeks ago, we hadn't seen it since. Just long enough for everyone to believe that it was just a legend.
And
Has anybody been out of town recently?
I'm sorry?
Has anybody been out of the town recently that could have brought something here?
No, we had a merchant pass through possibly a couple of months ago. About a month ago. Nothing special. Made no fuss, did some small trades with some of the people here, and continued on. Said he came from Rockhorn, and was traveling towards Calva. I gave him some tea, as is my wont, and he was on his way. And now we're going to transition back to the Western Wall, where Howard and Tick and Zahar and Absentia, you see, as I said, it's, early to mid-afternoon, and there is a young girl, probably about 10 or so, that is just kind of sitting there, and she's not, you can tell she's alive, you can tell she's, moving and breathing, but she doesn't, really, if she notices you, she doesn't react. What do you do? Ray, you're muted.
Tick calls out, hello there!
I'm sorry, I was wrong. She is older. She looks to be about 17.
Okay.
Yeah, she turns around. I need both of you to make me a difficulty 3 perception check. Okay. Tick, you notice that her eyes are a bit bloodshot, and the area around her eyes is very dark. Not like unnaturally so, but it looks like she's grieving.
Tick studies her face for a brief moment, then calls like, "What are you on the watch for?"
My brother. He went west. And I promised I would wait here for him. So that's what I'm doing.
How long have you been waiting?
Two days. He should have been back by now.
Did he go willingly, or was he taken?
Willingly.
Did he go to find what haunts this place in the night?
She stares out towards the forest for about a beat too long, and then very smallly nods her head yes.
Brave lad.
And you can see that she is now like starting to shake. And she then blurts out at one point, "It's my fault, I didn't tell anyone. I didn't tell anyone what he did."
What did he do?
"3 weeks ago, that was the first time he ventured out. He swore me to secrecy, but the merchant that passed through, Cassell was always so headstrong. He heard stories about this creature from the merchant who passed through town. He said that the merchant described it in far too much detail to have just been passing on stories or guessing. And he wanted to find it. Headstrong and curious is a bad combination. And at this point, actually, Howard, I want you to make me a difficulty 4 intellect defense roll to stop yourself from looking over at Tick when she says that.
I was thinking of commenting.
Okay, so because you passed, I will give you the choice Do you wish to death glare Tick in this moment?
Death glare, yes. Say something shady, not so much.
Okay. Tick, you can feel Howard's gaze on you, and you go to say something, and I will leave it up to you, given that situation, whether you actually spit it out or think better of it.
The impulse has already started, and the finger goes up. The mouth opens right when the heat on this entire side of Tick's face begins to radiate. And all he does is you see the eyes just look and just slowly lowers his hand, closes his mouth, holds his hands together, and says nothing.
So while that little exchange is happening, the girl actually does scramble down from the top of the wall because she's getting tired of either shouting or not shouting and having trouble hearing. I'm Hell.
Well met.
Nice to meet you.
I am Hereward, and the half-man here is Teak.
Thank you for taking care of that.
Cassell, my elder brother. He never told anyone but me. But he didn't want to stay in Thornmere. He wanted to go, and she kind of waves a hand in a gesture that is somewhere between pointingly and almost maybe a little bit accusatorily at you. He wanted to go off and find his fortune and adventure.
Such is the way of young men. The wanderlust and the desire for adventure often overtakes good sense.
Not here. We have everything that we need and so much that we want, and our families. This is our home. Why would he want... I don't know.
Tick, now, having heard this, is struck with the second wave and has a flashback to leaving Durbo.
Okay.
And begins, this time is unable to quell the impulse. And just looks off to, I'm sorry, I blanked on the name. Nell?
Pell.
L.
Pell. P-E-L-L.
Pell. Right. Just looks beyond Pell and says, because curiosity overtakes security. when what you want is more important than what you have. And shakes his head to get out of it, looks at Pell. How can we help you find him?
He went... The man that was here told him a story about this creature in the forest that collected things. Trophies, he called them. He said that it had been dormant for years, and you could just find its nest and take its treasure freely. In retrospect, he was very specific about its location.
Did he tell you where that was?
Not me. He told Cassell.
Your brother did not relay this to you?
No. He simply told me that he was going to go... He was going to go get us treasures that would bring us our dreams. He always tried to take care of me.
He hasn't returned since.
Well, he returned the first time he went out, about 3 weeks ago. He came back. He came back with something, actually.
Oh, he did.
It's just a small carved stone. It didn't look like much, and he didn't want to talk about it. I don't know where it is. I don't know if maybe he was bringing it back. I don't know now that I don't know.
Do you remember anything else about it? Tick is very interested in this.
In the stone, you mean?
Yes.
Okay. I never saw it too close up. It was about hand-sized, mostly triangular. It didn't glow or anything, but it had some markings on it. Something carved on it, I suppose.
What color was it?
Rock colored.
Ah. As Pell was describing this, Tick went to just kind of place his hand on the ornithopter and just wondering how similar. So.
No, it was. It looked like granite or something similar, something dark, not black dark, but you know, rock color, I suppose.
Dark gray, right?
Rock's a color.
And we switch back to the home of Mern and Teak.
Mern!
The tea is lovely. Zell, it is almost as strong as the tea that you usually would be able to get in Verkbaar. But, you know, for humans, that's pretty damn good. Serafina, it is very strong, but it's a comforting strong. It's the tea equivalent of a weighted blanket.
Ooh, okay.
It's very warm. It's very, you know, it kind of hugs you in that way. And Mern has gone out, or has gone on, continuing to talk about the last time that the creature was here, saying that the village lost 4 people, a lot of livestock. In fact, their livestock never really recovered from that. So there are some people that still keep animals, but excuse me, not nearly as many people and not nearly as many animals.
Okay.
There had been talk of maybe sending some people to perhaps Verkbaar, perhaps Kalva, with food and other handmade goods, to see if maybe they could trade for some livestock, or something like that to kind of restart the supply. But nothing much ever came of it. By the time that her theory is that by the time enough things would have been gathered, everyone had gotten far enough back into the routine of life that life just kept on lifing.
And people forgot the story. And so whatever caused it before happened again.
Or like I said, you know, even true stories can become old folk tales when told by old folk. But there are not many who still remember. Most of them are too old, too senile, or just too grumpy. But then there's me. Old Burn is the life of every party in town. Just ask me, I'll tell you. She's a pretty cool old bride, you know. She's a dame, and you two get the feeling that she will talk, just continue to talk. But you're not sure how much more she'll talk about this before she starts wandering onto other topics, because she's already started to do that a little bit and kind of waver in and out of
Yeah.
I am absolutely going to offer a position in my spy network once we're done here. But for the time being, okay, I'm going to catch up with my compatriots and see what they found on the other side of the wall. Inspecting things and seeing how big it is.
So, do you think that the families of the people, of anybody who's been taken this most recent time, will be willing to talk to us, or should we just let them be?
Let them be. We don't. The flip side of not seeing a whole lot of excitement is that you also don't see a whole lot of tragedy. We're not used to it here. They grieve. And they should be left to grieve.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to help them with that by maybe helping out with what's going on.
I wish you luck.
Thank you, and thank you very much for the tea and the
Take a tea leaf
conversation.
out from between my teeth. Okay. Ooh. Oh, I could go all day now. That's excellent tea.
Thank you.
They head out. Nod to the husband.
Yeah, he doesn't even look up. He grunts again, kind of does a head nod, and the five of you meet up. Howard and Tequila, is there anything else that you want to try to ask Pell?
The thought I have is probably better asked by somebody with actual people skills.
Okay, fair enough.
Hopefully we will be by shortly.
Yep, yeah, it's Thornmere is not a large village, folks.
Hayward is wondering if somebody with a little more charm can talk Pell into possibly showing us Kessel's things. I don't know if he's got a separate sleeping area or what, and see if the stone is still in town or if it's with the boy.
Yeah.
Well, hey, as luck would have it, since this village is like probably not even as big as Penzek, like land-wise, certainly not people-wise. So yeah, you all can meet up again in just a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just heading straight over to the wall to see if they're up to anything. On the inside part, because I don't feel like walking all the way around. I could just yell over
we
if I
haven't
need
made
to.
it
Yeah,
outside.
they're still inside the wall.
Is Pell still with us, or
Yes.
is she? Okay.
Yeah, these conversations have moved at the speed of plot.
Yes.
So as a matter of fact,
Actually-
you are coming to the conclusion that you have probably gotten all that you are going to get from Pell when you see the other two coming to catch up to you.
Pell, these are my friends Zell and Fina. And
She looks a bit odd, I suppose, by Zell. And then also by Fina, but in a very different way. It's hard to read.
do you mind telling them what you told us?
And she does. She relays to you what she relayed to the other three, that the merchant that had come through about a month ago had told her elder brother Cassell a story about this creature in the forest with basically a treasure hoard that you can just go and rob. He went out about 3 weeks ago and came back with a hand-sized stone with some carving marks on it, and then went back out a couple of days ago, and has not yet returned.
Okay. That jives with what we've heard, that this is not the first time this has happened. Previously, something similar, and it didn't stop until whatever it was that was taken apparently was burned outside of the village, and then the thing lost interest and went dormant from the sounds of it. So we either need to find the rock, or, well, we need to find the rock, possibly with your brother, possibly without. Is there any way we could perhaps check through his things where he sleeps to see if anything's there?
When he does come back, he would be upset if strangers went through his things, but I'll tell you what, I will bring you to our house and I will look. And I will be truthful in what I find.
Absolutely. Anything out of the ordinary, really.
Tick. Make me... I'm going to make this kind of difficult. It's going to be a difficulty 5 roll. It's going to be intellect based. There's your problem is certainly going to apply, and you could probably find something else that will apply, or I will let you simply pass it for an XP.
Oh. No, I'll roll.
Okay.
So I'll use there's your problem.
Mm-hmm.
Which gives me 1 level of effort. And honestly, I'm going to put a 2nd level of effort.
So there's your problem isn't effort. You're basically you are specialized because of the other stuff that you have when you're rolling. There's your problem. So
okay,
that takes that into account already.
Okay. All right. Blows on the computer. Yay.
Okay. So you build things. That's what you do. And so that's kind of where that's your comfort zone as far as problem solving is, can I build something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you think of the ornithopter in your bag. It is still capable of flight.
Oh, Dick has been wanting to just let it go and see what happens since he came in the gate.
But if you wanted to do something specific, you could probably, especially if you put your little scanner drone on it, you could probably make up, build something that would let you control it remotely. And you could probably use your scanner drone, your scanner dooflinky, and basically make a camera drone.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, it's not going to be easy.
No. So I was previously unaware that I had an artifact for the scan, because when I got the scan ability, I thought I just did that. Or
I believe we had hand waved it as you built a little scan bot.
Sweet, I can dig it. All right, so
yeah, we are going to make this difficult because you're trying to kit bash a bunch of things together.
Of course.
So it's going to be a difficulty 7.
Can I use my best tool, CYPHER, provides an additional asset for any one task using a tool, even if that means exceeding the normal limit of 2 assets.
Absolutely, you can. Yes.
Yay!
And you should have an asset from hanging out with me all the time.
Oh, all right. So I am then. What am I rolling?
So it's going to be an intellect check.
Okay.
I would say that you can use There's Your Problem, because this is absolutely coming up with a new and creative way to do something.
Mm-hmm.
You get the asset from Best Tool, you get the asset from Zell, and you can still put effort into it.
Okay, now, I'm looking at the summary and I see task ease by 2 steps. Is that taking those assets into account already? Or is that from being, that's because I'm specialized?
That's because you're specialized, yeah.
Okay, so I can add in 2 assets from the CYPHER and from Zell.
Yep.
And I'm going to pump in 2 levels of effort.
Yep. Yeah, and it's down to a difficulty 1. Don't you love it?
I'm gonna roll.
Huh? Yes!
He do what he do.
He do what he do! So
this is going to be impossible. Click OK, done.
Okay, so right, so that should have. So apparently we didn't make There's Your Problem specifically an intellect skill. So I'll fix that right now.
Okay.
But normally that would have cost you 2 intellect because you have just an edge of 3.
Yeah.
But since you rolled a 20, you don't spend it. You get it back. Okay. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love when the plan comes together. So yeah, you have and then you can actually put this down along with the ornithopter. You have now a permanent remote control for the ornithopter.
Okay. What level shall we make this?
It doesn't.
3?
No, let's make it a 6, because that's the difficulty you need.
Yay!
Not that level's really going to come into play much.
Gotcha. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, this thing isn't going to help you on rolls. This is what's going to allow you to do things.
Gotcha. Good. Okay. Fantastic. And yay! All right. Okay, so everybody sees, is looking around, and you can tell once Tick starts getting busy and the hands start moving a little faster and the mumbling starts becoming a little more incoherent, because if I take that and everybody just sort of the whole crew that's around, you see them just sort of start to slowly kind of inch their way forward, peering over in order to see what the heck is going on.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure these guys know you well enough that they're actually inching backwards.
Oh, okay, well.
Remember what happened the last time you were playing with a crystal in this thing?
Shut up! And at last, Tick goes got it! And he lifts his little arms up, and it's right by Zell's nose. This will allow me to be able to give instructions, pulls out the ornithopter, to this without having to be there. I can just use this device and it'll do what I tell it to.
Oh.
Watch. and sets the ornithopter down, stands back, and now then, can I use it or do I have to roll for each use?
No, you can roll. You can just use it.
Okay. So I tweak the device a couple of times, and there's a rotating dial on it that I just do one click, and the ornithopter slowly just rises up about 2 feet, moves forward, moves back, and then I move another device back to where it was, and it settles down right where it had started.
Huh.
So now this can be used we can oversee far beyond what our normal vision is capable of. And I won't
Can you,
have to
tell it
What?
to go. Can you tell it to go find some individual who wandered off towards the woods a couple days ago?
I mean, I can. And you see Tick's brow furrow and mess with the dials and kind of tilt his head back and forth. I can program it enough to detect movement. I don't know if I can assign a specific target to it.
So you don't think you can give it autonomous instructions like that, because you haven't imbued it with any kind of intelligence.
That's true.
But like I said, you have a remote. Like I said, you basically have a drone.
Yeah.
You have a remote control, and if you use your scan bot, you can basically see through its eye.
Okay. Oh, so okay.
Yeah. So yes,
So-
you now have the ability to have an aerial vantage point.
Okay. Tick puts the scan bot out and shows it to Zell. We can see through this. I just have to send it into the air.
He looks up towards the sky where the sun is. Let's go see if we can figure out where this guy is, or at least the direction to travel in. And we can head out first thing in the morning if it's not too close.
And Tick is already out the door.
Okay.
His little
So I
legs are
turn
going-
to I turn to Elle and so find anything? Sorry about that. He's very efficient.
Wait, who were you talking to? I'm sorry.
The girl
Pell.
who's looking through all of her
Oh,
brother's shit.
yeah.
While all this is going on.
No, there is the stone is not present.
Okay. That's well, we know that. Now we know what we need to find. So we will do our best to find your brother.
Thank you.
And bring him back safely.
Okay, so you're taking the ornithopter for a spin.
Yes, taking it for a spin,
Okay.
using the remote, and he sets the ornithopter down, and now he's got the scan bot in one hand and the remote in the other, and he's wanting to grow 2 more hands so he can work everything at the same time. And
I walk up to him, I take the scan bot and hold it up to his face. Here you go.
he was going to hand it to you. It's like, come here, you hold this.
Well, actually, if you put the scan bot on the ornithopter,
Oh, okay.
it basically acts as the camera.
Okay.
All right, I'll see what it sees.
So
With a little luck, seeing as there is no farming going on and there are no farm animals, hopefully some tracks we'll see some tracks through the tilled soil. If you get with the luck, we'll figure out at least what direction the guy went in.
Besides west.
I can't. Your mic Yeah.
Besides west?
No, west. Just
West, yeah.
where west is the question.
So you do. I mean, basically, as soon as the ornithopter gets any kind of decent altitude, you can see that there is absolutely a path between Thornmere and the edge of the forest. Not one that has been made by people, but just, one that has seen a lot of repeated back and forth use, and not wide enough that it might that it might be accidental. This is something has walked, and in fact, now that you get a little bit of perspective on it, yes, something big has walked here several times.
That does not look friendly.
No. I am in complete agreement with you on that.
So you can fly the ornithopter over the forest if you would like.
I would like.
Okay.
So, Tick is attempting to do a very meticulous kind of covering covering the ground very meticulously, sort of in a back and forth, trying to be as efficient as he can.
So, I mean, this is the deep forest of the Cradle, and it's beautiful. It's old growth. It's a canopy that just spreads like a blanket. But every once in a while, there's something wrong. There's a tree that's been stripped of bark, but only in a very specific ring. There's a you see a footprint that is probably bigger than Zell's spread arms. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's a whole sea of just deep green with no coast. And then your eye catches it. And you can't unsee it. There's a clearing that is not a clearing. Something has taken the trees and knocked them down in a rough ring, maybe 80 feet across, and done something with them. Built would be being very generous. Arranged, stacked. It definitely looks like there's intention to it, which somehow makes it worse than if there weren't. The structure at the center, it's a low, dense structure of timber and packed earth and shapes that don't move but probably used to. And the feeling that you're going to sit with is the fact that the creature is not there. What do you do?
Tick's eyes are transfixed on the clearing and everything that you described, and wonders aloud, is everybody else seeing what I'm seeing here?
No, it's just you.
Oh, it's
Not
just
even
me.
slightly.
Yeah, it's just you.
Unless you're seeing a small fool.
I know, Mr. Man.
So we know where it goes, where it's supposed to live. So no sign of the boy.
Unfortunately, no.
You're not close enough to really see that level of detail. You could probably make a low pass, and see, but it would be, if the creature is nearby, you would basically risk being spotted.
How far away is it?
Um, it's probably maybe a couple of hours travel through the forest. It's not
what time?
far, but it's it's thick forest, so the going is going to be a little slow.
And how many hours of daylight do we have left?
Probably 2 to 3.
So we could get there while it's still light out, likely, but it's going to be its territory as soon as we get there.
It's either meet the beast there or here.
I think meeting the beast there might be better.
True.
Because at the very least, it'll keep it away from the town for another night.
Well, let's see if the town has some pitch and stuff, and we can get some torches put together, and hopefully that'll do enough for us. And with a little luck, we won't need to hastily return.
Tick, do you want to keep surveying while they do that?
Yes.
Okay. If you would like to get more detail on the interior of what is almost certainly this thing's nest, you're going to need to make a difficulty 4 speed check.
Okay.
Because this is delicate maneuverization.
Yeesh. Then let us do that. Can you set that up?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Sorry, forgot.
And I'm going to apply 1 level of effort.
Remember, the second one only costs you 2 more points.
Yeah, about that.
Have any XP there,
Yeah,
Ray?
you have XP.
I have XP, burning 1.
Okay. So just hit the little die symbol there, and you won't have to pay.
That's
points.
what.
Yep. Getting there.
It's
Want attention?
2
One
more
more.
than the last one. By this rate,
2 more would do it by this rate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. 1 more.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh.
2. That's why I got some.
All right.
almost flew the ornithopter into a tree.
It almost went thwack.
Yep.
Yes.
So yeah, you have to take a couple of passes at it because you're really, the first couple passes are to give you the idea of where the good vantage spots might be that make you less likely to be seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you make that low pass. The nest has one primary approach path from the east. That's the trail that the creature has worn into the earth over weeks of travel. The nest structure has 3 sides that are effectively solid wall, and one that faces a dry gully to the north, which could be used possibly as a concealed approach.
Errors.
Inside the structure, you see bones, many of them. and they have been arranged with unsettling deliberateness. You see the remains of 3 large animals. You see one unmistakably humanoid form, but not enough to be able to identify it. Even if you knew what the people who were here looked like, it's too far gone. And near the center of the mound, you see a section that is conspicuously clean. It's a flat area of packed earth with a number of objects arranged on it, including a small carved triangular stone. The center is approximately 15 feet across, and it looks like the things that are on it have been placed there intentionally. You still don't see any sign of the creature, which means it's either elsewhere in the forest or it's dormant inside. Given the fact that it's always come towards the village at night, you would probably guess that dormancy is more likely.
Now I'm realizing what we should have asked Pell.
What the rock looks like?
Nope. What night did Cassell disappear?
It was the night before last.
Okay, so he's number 2?
Nope, he is number 4.
Okay. Missed something somewhere. I thought there were 3 people taken.
So you put the pieces together between what the warden told you and what you got from Pell. That 3 people have disappeared and have been gone long enough that they are considered dead. Cassell has not been gone long enough for them to give up. And that's why you put it together. That's why Breck was where there was that pause was she was about to say 4. But no, 3 people have been lost.
Okay.
We're not ready to call Cassell dead yet.
Okay.
Right. Have we had any luck getting ourselves some torches and any other necessities we need for heading out into the woods?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. And we warn everybody, of course, we don't know how successful we'll be. Keep an eye out for the damn thing. And, I don't know, hide.
Yeah, I mean, especially now that the afternoon is getting on, there are very, very few people outside at all. Teak has gone back inside his house with Myrn. Breck is basically the only one seeing you off.
All right, let's do this.
Okay, so
Okay.
what's the plan?
Well, we're going to check out its home and see if along the way we can find either it or the boy.
Okay.
Oh, before we leave, I, of course, going to ask the girl one last question, of course.
Yes.
What did the rock look like?
So she has already described it to you.
Okay.
It was about hand-sized, roughly triangular, with some kind of carvings on it.
Okay.
Tick, you do recognize the stone that you saw on the altar as that.
Mm-hmm.
right. We're going to head traipsing off towards the woods.
Excellent. Okay.
My favorite.
And as you start to get deeper into the forest, you hear something. It's a sound that, I guess it's somewhere between like the crack of a green branch and a slow exhalation of breath. What do you do?
Well, that bodes ill. Can we tell where it's coming from?
Not at this point.
Tick is frozen in fear because while he is acclimated to his erstwhile companion Hereward, and he's dealt with zombies of various types, unknown creature in the woods is sparking his anxiety about certain animals.
Okay.
So, he is either slow to move or not moving at all.
Okay.
And really can't verbalize well right now.
Does Tix have his ornithopter back with him?
Yeah. Or, I mean, you can... So, if you want to keep going while flying it and looking through its... you're looking through your scan bot, I would need... I would need intelligence or intellect rolls. That I actually don't think any of your skills would apply for, because this is like, this is basically trying to compartmentalize your own brain and do two things at once.
Yeah.
If you don't want to have your aerial perspective, then you can have it back with you and walk just fine. But getting it up out of the trees from within the forest would be considerably more difficult.
I'm gonna hate myself for saying this, but what if somebody carried him?
That's what I was thinking. Vision like a Master Blaster situation. It's
Right.
kind of just put him up on your shoulders.
Yep.
I mean, it's not like Tick can say no right now.
Right.
Well, it's...
Well, the other thing I was thinking is whether or not he has it with him, I could always just push him in front of me. I could take up the rear, you could take up the front, and eventually he'll come back to his senses, or we'll get attacked.
Yep.
So either one's good.
So who is taking point?
That would be
I
me.
I far prefer the duck take point.
Yep.
Yep. The beat stick with the beat stick
Yep.
can go first.
I will
So
actually.
I will guide Taquito ahead of me, and just do my best to persuade him that we've got you covered. Everything's going to be okay.
Okay.
We just need to
So,
keep moving and get this done.
I will go behind Heward because I can, fire over, and around him, and I'm assuming that Zahar would take back just to make the end of it, which leaves Zell and Tick kind of in the middle.
Okay. So, and I'm going to backtrack here a little bit for some other really, for some more scene setting. It's not hard to go through the forest because the path exists. And that's the thing. Been walked so many times, I think the forest floor has just kind of accepted it. 4 inches deep in places. The vegetation on either side hasn't been cut, it's been pushed. Pushed by something that moves through the world without having to negotiate with it. And then the smell hits you before anything else. Rot. I mean, obviously rot, you're in a forest, but underneath that, something else. Something older. Something that was never exactly alive in the way you think of the word alive.
Does it smell at all like the zombies that we've and other weird undead that we have encountered before?
No. You can't really pinpoint the difference, but it's not the same.
Okay. Okay.
And
I think we should keep moving on and just pay attention to see if it's following us.
so as you keep going, you hear that kind of branch breathing combination comes out of the north. Not quickly. That's the first thing that really strikes you. It's not hurrying. I think it's already decided there's nothing here that requires it to hurry. As you're in a small clearing, it emerges. It is larger than large. And it walks into the edge of the clearing and it stops. And it looks at you and it has more eyes and more legs than it should, arranged in some way that your brain keeps trying to map onto something it recognizes and keeps failing. Catch the light wrong, not the way animal eyes catch light, but almost the way something refracts light. Tilts its head. Gesture would actually be almost sweet if the head were the size of a head, but it's bigger than your bodies. Makes a sound. That sound you've been hearing, the branch creak in the breath. And up close you understand something about it you didn't before. What it's doing is not a warning. It's not a display. The best way you can identify it, best you can tell, it's a question. And then it turns around and it walks back into the trees. Doesn't even look back. And the thought occurs to you that you're not sure you wanted it to.
Probably not. We don't have what it's looking for.
What is it looking for?
Howard, make me a perception check, and this one is going to be, what is it? Make this difficulty 5.
Ooh, good. All right. Since I've been hanging around with my good bud Zell, gonna use that
Asset you got.
that thing, and yeah, I will put in a level of effort. This will at least give me a 50-50 shot. No! No, it won't.
Oh.
I mean, you have an XP.
I have an XP.
And anyone can give one if you want.
I will give you an XP.
Okay.
Getting closer. There we go.
Oh, nice. Okay. So this is starting to get tiring, really, because this is now the second time in a day that something has looked over your party and its gaze holds on you for longer than the others. It's not a threat. It's almost like some kind of recognition. And you feel it's hard to describe. But looking at this thing, it kind of brings back the weight of your grief over what happened at Drakeburg.
Get the sense that this is the last of its kind. Either that or I'm smelling bad and none of you have bothered to tell me.
It's a relative scale as to how bad you smell at any given point, depending.
Oh, thank you.
Well, we need a little pond for you to flap around in, then you'll be fine.
Well, shall we continue?
Yeah.
Yes.
Zahar says, we should see if we can find our way to whatever artifacts it has. You said they were in its nest clearing? Tequila?
Yes. Yes.
There's something about this I do not like. There's something about this I do not like.
It's probably the giant monster.
Or the missing children. Villagers.
I know the bones. As we keep like traipsing through the woods. Come on, Tech. The faster we walk, the sooner we're done. Then we can have some tea. There's a person who makes marvelous tea in this town.
So you get to the clearing. The creature is not there. As you look over the artifacts, Zahar recognizes the carvings on the stone as dedications to Ishun.
Great. Are any of them missing? Is the pattern broken?
No.
Okay. Any sign of the boy?
Not that you can see.
Okay. So no, like, incredibly recent skeletons.
Nope.
All right, not a bad sign. Okay.
Does
It has all
anyone
of its
here have
things.
any kind of like animal handling skills or anything? I thought I remembered someone having
No.
something.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh heck no.
Okay.
I have tracking. That's not the same.
Okay. So in that case, let's. So, does anyone want to basically summarize your options at this point, or do you want to make it a roll, and I can lay them out for you?
Can I roll a clue check with my interlocked?
Yes. Yeah, that's basically what this is going to be.
Okay.
It's going to be difficulty 5. Tick, you can use There's Your Problem.
Yay.
And Julie, don't forget you can ease one. You can asset on one task.
Okay. That's it for fun. I will take that.
Nice.
Oh no, I did not mean to re-roll. I was trying to hit the.
That's all right.
I was trying to hit
We got
the.
you.
Yeah, the.
Okay. Do we need more than one success?
I mean, you don't, but someone could always roll a 19 or 20. Like that.
Yeah. That.
Fair enough.
Take on the ball tonight, man.
There we go. Okay, so the two of us knock our heads together.
So there are 3 three somewhat obvious options, somewhat straightforward options. You could try to lure it away and kind of collapse the gully's access point so that it couldn't get back to its lair and maybe it would move on. You could go back to what Mern described, burning or removing whatever attracted it here. Maybe destroying the objects. And actually, as Zahar continues to go through this, she finds multiple things that are marked with dedication solution. And it's this thing. You didn't get any feeling of malice from it. It's acting like an animal. It's acting on, albeit corrupted instincts, but it's acting on instincts. Which means that maybe if you could find a way to associate the territory with being dangerous, it might, it could possibly relocate on its own. Whatever other options you may have come up with are also valid here. But Tech, you know for a fact that whatever the solution is going to be, Howard's probably going to be the linchpin because he's the one that the creature has already fixated on.
Okay.
So the things that come to mind, depending on the type of rock those things are made out of, we might be able to just break them or otherwise deface the inscriptions on them, and we can leave that to Seraphina's to see what would it take to remove Ocean's association from them. Other option is in terms of collapsing the entrance, I imagine Tick might be able to figure out a way to rig the entrance such that when it tries to gain entrance, the thing collapses on it. That should probably spook it pretty good. And it would want to come back since it's either trying to hoard these things for itself, or it is trying to keep them away from everything else. It may be warding it may just think that these things are terrible, and therefore it has to protect everything around by keeping them away from it. If it is in itself not evil, it might recognize what evil is and does not like having it around, so it's sequestering it. And so when the evil gets out and makes it to the village, it goes out to the village to go get the evil back.
And at this point, I'm going to trigger a group intrusion. Which means everyone gets 1 XP. Howard, you realize it almost a moment too late. You've been so focused on the creature, on finding the lair, on figuring out what these artifacts are, and figuring out what to do next. And you feel the chill of wrongness settle over you. Just as comforting as the warm tea was to Seraphina and Zell, this one is heavy. And it pulls you down and it drains you. Something is very wrong now. And that's when you look up and see the last rays of the sun disappear over the horizon.
Okay, I got about half of that, sorry.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, man, that was some really good exposition.
I know. It looks really good. You're really intense. Right? And I was like...
So, yeah. So you have been so focused on, your encounter with the creature, in finding the lair, in getting through the forest, in looking through the artifacts, that you don't notice it until it's almost too late. But you feel viscerally something change in the forest. The wrongness that's kind of been in the background is now in the foreground, and you look up to see the last rays of sun dip below the horizon. It is now dusk.
That's never good.
Seraphina, silly question.
Yes.
In the past, haven't you been able to purge some of Oshun's ability with, the purifying light of fire, if I recall correctly?
I seem to remember, yeah.
Back at the temple and stuff. Perhaps could you try employing that on these damn rock things here to see if maybe that'll help us out? Because I have a feeling we're right in the middle of Ocean Central in here, and I'm wondering if either this thing's going to come back to confront it, or this thing is affected by it now. It might be pretty peaceful during daylight.
Yeah. Okay, everybody step back.
It's not like Kargan will get
okay, hands
more
are all
angry at us.
The hands warmed up. Okay.
And
I'm loading up my crossbow like, we are going to die.
You hear it before you see it. That sound, the branch crack breath, but louder. Then the ground tells you something your ears already knew. It's moving. It comes like a storm front. With warning and then without warning, because at some point the warning becomes the thing itself. It is not fast. It is just very, very large. And large things don't need to be fast. The forest just gets out of the way. So does the air. It's looking at Howard. You all have 1 round before it is on you. What do you do?
I am firing onslaught at the rocks. The whole altar setup.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to blow it to smithereens.
Yep. So I'm gonna get everybody's actions before we resolve anything.
Yep.
Tick, what are you doing?
Panic! No.
Okay, that's curling up in a corner and crying is a full round action that provokes attacks of opportunity. Honestly, panic would be actually a perfectly reasonable response right now. This thing is, it walks on, and at this point it's not walking, it is actually charging. It walks on a number of legs that aren't standing still long enough for you to count them, but it's jerky, it's off balance. It's almost like it's a marionette, but not quite. Take a marionette and combine it with like the really bad but good for the time 80s claymation of like Ghostbusters. It's that very unnatural, kind of shifting and lurching and never quite feeling on balance, but never quite feeling off balance either. And especially for you, since you're only about half as tall as, the rest of these guys, this thing is just... It goes beyond even dwarfing you.
It's nightmare fuel.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, okay, fine. Tick goes fetal.
Okay.
Effectively.
Okay. Zell.
Okay, I am going to...
What have you got left?
Given that I see the panic in Tick's eyes and I see the determination in Seraphina's, and so I'm going to encourage the group to keep their shit together, focus. We're going to get through this.
Okay. Encouragement?
Yep.
Okay. What are you boosting?
Since Seraphina is using her onslaught, I'll boost her. I will boost everyone's attack rolls.
Okay. And Howard, what are you doing?
I'm going to step up to meet the beastie.
Okay. So you're not attacking, you're just standing your ground.
Yes.
Excellent.
Thanks, got a tag.
Because it is an animal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to, meet it.
Okay. So, Tick has gone fetal. Zell is using encouragement. Seraphina, your fire is about to go off when Zahar notices something and tells you to stop. Make me... We'll make this a roll. Make me a difficulty 4, because you're pretty focused. Speed defense roll.
Ooh.
To see if you can stop yourself in time.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. You just managed to pull it back just as you were about to let it loose. Howard. The creature comes at you. You stand there, unmoving, unwavering. And it stops. Not because it's afraid of you, but because something in it can't resolve what it's perceiving. It's close enough that you can see the texture of its hide, the wiriness of its fur, the configuration of its eyes, the dried matter matted into the fur along its shoulder. And it makes that sound. again. And then it turns and moves away.
I follow it.
Are you making your following known, or are you attempting to be all stealthy-like?
Not being stealthy.
Okay.
I don't think. I'm just... It's asked a question, and I'm answering it.
Okay. So we'll come back to that. We'll go to the rest. The reasons that Zahar stopped you, Seraphina, is because she has been looking over the things in the cache, and at the last moment, her eyes darted over a folded piece of parchment wrapped in oilskin. And if you had let loose, that would have gone up in flames. And she opens it, and it's a map. Not specifically of the Cradle, but of a region that extends from the Cradle westward and northward toward Verkbaar. There are specific points marked along the route. 3 of them are marked with a symbol that is reminiscent of one of the runes of Ishun, but not quite the same. And then the 4th symbol is nothing that looks anything like you've seen before. She looks at the rest with disgust. Burn it all.
Okay. I am ready to flame on,
Okay.
when everything is everyone is clear.
Okay. Howard, how are you approaching this thing? Are you running at it? Are you running to attack it? Are you just matching pace? What are you doing?
I'm just matching pace.
Okay.
Like, it's acting like an animal, but sometimes the dog comes up to you and is like,
Yep.
"Okay, show me."
Yep.
And at first it kind of backs up a little bit, but when it sees that you're not approaching threateningly, it stands and waits for you, much like you waited for it. And I want to do this. You know what? We'll just do it as What? It absolutely it recognizes something in you, but it doesn't know what it is. And again, you kind of get that weight of grief. And as you do that, as that happens to you, the creature moves as if it recognizes it. It just, in its posture changes a little bit. The tilt of its head changes a little bit. It's recognizing your grief, but it doesn't know what to do about it. What do you do?
Is it still moving, or have we stopped?
No, it is stopped. You are basically back face to maw with it. Or beak to maw, I suppose. Yeah, this thing's head is bigger than your entire body.
Right. So I just lean forward and just sort of rest my head on its snout. I know. I'm an ill-made thing, the last of my kind as well. I don't know what to do either.
It stands there, not moving. And you hear that branch break breath sound again, but it's slightly different this time. If you had to put a pattern to it, you would say it's almost a bit of a whimper. Whatever those things were in those artifacts of Ishun, they've worked this thing. You don't know what it was before, or even if it was what it could have been before. But this moment of connection, you actually feel just like it recognizes the death energy adjacency, I guess, to you, in you. You now feel it in the creature as well. You are making a bond with this thing. You don't think it can be, you're not going to take it as an animal companion or anything.
No.
But it is this, at its heart, this is a wild animal. Wild animals don't collect things.
No.
They survive. They don't collect. But this thing was obviously taking things and bringing them back to its nest. But why? And a large number of what it had were artifacts of Ishun. Why? And as you stand there and wrestle with that, the creature kind of leads forward just a little bit. Not quite, not trying to knock you over or anything. It's almost like it's trying to nuzzle a little bit. And then it turns and it glumps off deeper into the forest.
Okay, I'll keep following it.
Can't hear you.
I'll keep following it.
It quickly outpaces you.
Okay.
Yeah. You had not seen this thing actually go fast before.
Now it goes fast.
You're saying now it's going fast?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's not fleeing. It's just going.
Is it going with a purpose, or is it just...
It's really hard for you to... Well, no, okay, we'll make it we'll make it a roll.
Okay.
Give me a difficulty 6 intellect check. Anything animal, again, animal handling, anything relating to survival. I would take tracking, which I know you have tracking.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well,
Nice. So what were you trying to figure out?
oh, just if it was moving with an intent, like if it was trying to lead me somewhere, or if it was just getting away.
Like I said, it's not fleeing, but it's also not leading you anywhere. It's just, it decided that it's time to go.
Okay. All right. Well, I head back to the clearing and meet up with everybody else.
Okay. At this point, the cache has been destroyed. The artifacts have been destroyed. Each one kind of lets out a little bit of like a sigh of dark energy as it goes up in flames. And what do you do?
Tick would like to unfetalize himself.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah. It's been a few minutes. So.
Yeah. Any sign of the boy?
Put on dry pants now.
Tick, trying to regain any sense of composure, just looks at Hereward. Where did it go?
Around.
And you can see Tick's still not like really with it, because he's like, so he takes the direction that Hereward's walking in and like starts looking around, wondering if it's going to come back. And now it's going to be behind us.
Aggressive by nature, whatever it was.
No. It's just an animal. hurt and
And
scared.
it's not a territorial one either, from the looks of it.
No.
Okay, so there's no remains for the boy in here, for what that's worth.
Any sign of the boy at all?
None we've been able to see.
I'm starting to just starting to think that merchant wasn't a merchant.
No. Cargantor has been tainting things. People along our path.
I totally want to meet that guy. I have a business card to give him.
Oh, yeah, that.
Are you guys
Okay.
Are you guys staying in the clearing, or are you having this discussion as you're going back to Thornmere?
We're going to stay in the clearing for a minute
Okay.
and try to holler out the boy if he is anywhere within earshot. Just in case he was smart and like hit up a tree or something.
You hear nothing but the sound, the echo of your own voice, the rustle of leaves in the trees, and the first chirps of insects that you hadn't realized until now you hadn't been hearing.
Oh, Oshun's presence is gone. That's good. We don't like him. It's personal.
Zohar snorts a little bit.
Doesn't particularly care for us either.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Might as well head back and see if we have any luck. Or, well, the village does.
You head back. There is no issue on the way back to Thornmere. The wrongness of the forest doesn't lift all at once immediately, but as you are going, you can feel it lightening. And because it is after 10:30, we'll just do the denouement. As you were happy to stay here, and you were able to resupply and restock and things like that, but you know that you have other business than to simply search for a missing boy. The town gathers to thank you. The next morning, you go to leave, and as you reach the western gate, Breck is there at the gate. She's just standing there. She's looking out at a field like she's waiting for it to do something. It doesn't do anything, it's just a field, but she keeps looking. One of the other villagers runs up and brings her a handful of seed corn. She takes it, she holds it. And as you pass, she once again finds you, Hereward, with her eyes. She holds that for a moment too. She says, "We name our fields for things that we want to keep." She turns the corn over in her hand. "We'll name one for you." You go back inside, or she goes back inside, and as you leave the town, as just before it disappears out of sight, you look back, and someone has started planting. And that is the end of the story The Cradle Has Teeth.
I would like to add one thing
Yes,
retroactively. The crowd is gathered.
Hmm?
We are thanked. before Breck begins her announcements. Tick goes, searches difficultly, because crowd, but looks for Pell.
Okay.
And approaches her, reaches into his bag, and he pulls out the glasses.
Okay.
Looks at Pell and says, I understand what it is like to seek for what you do not know is there. Hands the glasses to her. May this help you find your brother. Give you a better chance than before.
She gathers you up in a huge hug and just kind of cries, not quite on your shoulder because, you're you, but I guess like on the top of your head for a moment as that scene comes to a close. Very nice. And that is it for episode 6 of chapter 2, The Cradle Has Teeth. We're going to get out of here, take a quick break, come back to our after show. That'll be up live on YouTube tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. If you like what we do here, sure, you can like, subscribe, do all the things. That's great. But you know what? Even more so, tell a friend. Have a watch party. Enjoy the stupid bullshit antics that we get up to that sometimes get very heavy, like tonight did. But that's okay because it's all part of telling the good story. So that is it. But in the meantime, for Matt, Julie, Ray, Patrick, and ECAT in absentia, I am Trevor, the Vitruvian Meeple. Good night, everyone.